Here is the story as one continuous narrative. They called it justice, but Maya Sanchez called it a lie. Her brother Mateo had been shot 5 times in the back by Officer David Miller during what the police called a routine stop. There were no drugs, no weapon, no threat. Just a young man reaching for his ID in a country that sees brown skin as a menace. They said the body cam malfunctioned, that he resisted, that the officer feared for his life. They said a lot of things, but no one said the truth. Maya stood on the steps of the courthouse the day of the trial, gripping a weathered photo of her brother. In it, Mateo's smile lit up the frame, defiant, unbothered, alive. A photo taken 2 months before he died, 2 months before the bullets, 2 months before the silence. Inside, the air reeked of power, the kind of sterile control that made grief feel like an inconvenience. Arthur Finch adjusted his suit and approached the defense table. He was everything Maya had expected. White, polished, composed. His voice held the charm of reason, and his eyes carried the cold detachment of someone who had never been afraid of sirens. As the trial began, Maya's mother trembled on the witness stand. When she broke down sobbing, Arthur didn't blink. He simply waited for silence, like emotion was just background noise to be endured. He defended Officer Miller with careful, articulate detachment. Tragic, he said, but justified. Unfortunate, he said, but legal. Maya wanted to scream, but she didn't. She wrote instead. Arthur opened the envelope 3 days later. No return address, just his name. Inside, a single handwritten letter. You speak for a man who took everything from me. I don't expect you to understand, but maybe I expect you to feel. You wear the law like armor, but it's not armor, Arthur. It's a veil you hide behind justice so you don't have to see truth. So here, read his words, not mine. Attached was a journal, Mateo's. March 3rd, got stopped again. Cop said my tail light was out. It wasn't. Asked where I was going. I said home. He asked, where's that supposed to be? I didn't answer. He didn't like that. March 18th, Maya wants me to write. She thinks I bottle stuff too much. I told her if I opened the bottle, I'd drown. April 2nd, saw a white woman clutch her purse when I passed her. I wasn't even close. I don't want to be feared, but I'm tired of proving I'm harmless. April 27th, I keep having this dream. I'm running and someone's shouting, stop. But I can't see them. Then I hear a gunshot. I wake up and my hands are shaking. Maybe I should move. May 7th, interview next week. First real shot. Clean shirt, no visible tattoos. Smile but not too much. Firm handshake. Don't be too loud, don't be too proud, don't be too brown. Just enough to survive. Arthur didn't sleep that night. He read every page, every fear, every humiliation, every coded instruction Mateo had absorbed just to stay alive. It hit him differently than a headline. This wasn't a victim, this was a human being. His cross-examination from the trial replayed in his head. The way he'd diminished Mateo's character, the way he'd called him uncooperative, the way he'd implied that Mateo's death was somehow his own fault. And then Arthur did something he hadn't done in years. He cried. The jury delivered the verdict after just 6 hours. Not guilty. Officer Miller shook Arthur's hand, smiled, said, thanks, man. Maya didn't scream this time. She didn't cry. She just looked at Arthur, and in her eyes was something he couldn't bear. Not hatred. Worse. Recognition. She knew exactly what kind of man he was. Arthur left the firm 2 months later. He couldn't do it anymore. Not after Mateo. Not after the journal. He moved to a quiet town outside Baltimore, took on pro bono cases, workers' rights, housing evictions. He didn't talk about the trial. He didn't mention the name Miller. But the silence didn't free him. He sent Maya a letter. She didn't respond until one day a package arrived. Inside the envelope was a flash drive and a note. You don't get forgiveness. That's not what this is. This is truth. On this drive is my next speech. You won't be named, you won't be thanked, but your silence will be remembered. You asked what I want. I want what Mateo didn't get, a future. Not for him, for the ones who come after. You don't have to stay the villain, but don't pretend you never were. He plugged in the drive. The footage was raw. Maya stood before a crowded hall at the Human Rights Tribunal in D.C., cameras flashing, voice steady. My name is Maya Sanchez. My brother was 27 when he was murdered by a man the system called a protector. There was no trial that could bring justice because the law wasn't broken. It was designed that way. Designed to protect whiteness, designed to criminalize us. We are not here to beg. We are not here to plead. We are here to warn. We are tired of being hashtags. We are tired of being stories told in past tense. We are tired of grieving before we've had a chance to live. Silence. Then applause, tears. Arthur turned off the screen, but the echo of her voice stayed. A rally in Brooklyn. Thousands of people, candles in hands, names on signs. Arthur stood at the edge of the crowd, hoodie up, anonymous. Maya walked on stage, taller somehow, stronger, a leader. She didn't see him, but maybe she didn't have to. Later, a final letter from Maya arrived. You once asked if you were a bad person. I don't believe in bad people, only bad choices. You chose to defend a murderer, but now you choose to fight for the voiceless. So I won't call you friend, but I won't call you enemy anymore either. Maybe that's enough.